Yeah, I'll leave that with you. Do you have a card?
Yeah.
I've got your card. And then I can follow up.
I'm running out, but I got some emails about stuff on top.
Perfect. Yeah, I'll shoot you an email once I get back. I'll some links and stuff. Sorry.
Whenever, probably in Bedell. All right, hey, you guys get ready over there. That's where I'm going right now.
About 90 miles from the office. I'm going to go to Jerry and say, we got a couple selected Jason's getting mad at me. Your audience is waiting. Sorry.
Ready?
Yeah, this is one of those.
Ready?
Oh!
We're live, guys.
Oh,
No, we're not. Are we really? Are we live? What? Holy smokes. Hey, guys, welcome back to the Acoustic Shop channel. It is NAMM 2025 here in Anaheim, California, where it is a beautiful 54 degrees outside.
yeah.
Yesterday, that's about true.
Yesterday was nice, but I wore a sweater today.
He did wear a sweater,
Yeah,
so
yeah.
Tom's already. Hey, we're here at the Bedell Breedlove booth. I'm here with Jerry. I'm here with Tom. I'm here with Eric. We're going to be talking with Eric here a little bit about a special project as well. But here's what I want everybody to know. It is Tom's birthday today.
Oh, come on.
Tom just turned 27 years old. It's totally true.
That's what the music industry will do to you.
Exactly right. 27 years old. We're going to get him his second beer later on. It's going to be good. He did it on 21. 27 means second beer, right?
So this aging is all because of the music business.
It's all
Yeah,
because of the
there you
music
go.
business. I don't blame you. That's all it.
Yeah,
you
you should have seen him this time last year.
You should have seen him when he was fishing, man. The guy looked great. He was just like, I'm so comfortable out here. Anyway, it is. So everybody say happy birthday to Tom.
Oh, thank
We
you.
are
Happy
so
birthday, Tom.
Happy
Thank
birthday,
you.
Tom. Also, they're even singing it over there. Great. Welcome to the live stream. We're going to talk about a bunch of stuff from Bedell and Breedlove today. We're going to answer all your questions. Trent's holding camera. Hinckley's holding another camera, doing something totally different. I don't even know what she's doing. She's just shooting a camera that's not connected to anything. It's the weirdest thing I've ever seen.
And Corey's just hanging out on his phone.
Yeah, that's all he does.
Yeah.
Anyway, Trent's here on his rig. Jason is here to answer all your questions and say howdy. So please ask a whole bunch of questions. But what's new? What's exciting? What has changed in the last year?
With Bedell,
Everything. Just your life. Tell us about your life, Tom.
about my life.
Yeah, why not?
Oh my
Well, we
goodness.
better sit down for this. I don't know that we have. You only have an hour.
We only have, we
I'm
don't have
still
that
married
much.
to the same woman I was yesterday.
Yes, that's good.
Yeah, so
that is
that's
good.
going good.
That is going good. I'm
Yeah.
surprised, but yeah.
we're still having fun building incredible new models
Yes, you
that
are.
we'll have fun talking about.
Yes.
I got my great team that of luthiers that incredible.
Yes.
You
Yeah,
walk
Don't-
through.
you're not looking at me as a
I'm looking at Eric.
I've seen Jerry work on guitars too. It's usually with a ball peen hammer and a screwdriver. That's literally how he does everything. It's-
Well, as a banjo player, I do have a special mute. It looks like a mallet.
It's a little 9-pound hammer.
That's a little too heavy.
Anyway,
For all you bluegrass guys
yeah,
out there.
that was
right?
great.
Yeah.
So what do we want to start with? What do we want to talk about that has come out this year in the guitar line? Let's start with Bedell.
Okay.
By the way, you're going to see a lot of tags on here that say reserved, and that's mainly because they didn't ask me about it, so they had to wait. And
Well, we got
there's a couple that are mine. There are.
we've
couple
got a
that are
few
mine.
that we've reserved for you.
I know.
And we can take care of you. Don't.
There's also a whole bunch that they reserved for me that I didn't even ask for. So.
Exactly.
John, if you didn't know, if you sell too many, we'll make more.
Oh, really? Is that
Okay.
how that works?
Yeah.
All right, good.
So.
What do you got here?
Okay, so this one is a shocker.
It is.
Look at that back. Okay, now I'm not going to tell you what the wood is until you play it. And then we're going to tell people because
You don't think I know?
I think I know you know. But
I'm not going to say anything. I thought you were trying to challenge me.
no, I just don't want anybody to have a prejudgment about how this guitar is going to sound based on previous experiences because we have broken through the ice on this one.
So this is Tom saying tone optimization works, is what
Sound
he just said.
optimization.
Sound optimization, sorry.
Absolutely works.
I'm so hard with all the terms. I can't remember my name half the time, but
You're John.
are you sure?
Listen to that sustain. It's just amazing. Can you believe that whole
It's
spectrum?
a great guitar.
Yeah.
There's depth. There's also, again, but not, okay, so you might as well tell them what the woods
Yeah.
are on
Well,
this.
first
Go
of all,
ahead.
let me say that if you don't understand sound optimization or don't believe that it's a real thing, when you hear this guitar and you find out what kind of wood it is, you'll know. So tell them what it is.
Go ahead, Tom.
Flame maple on the back.
Very beautiful. And then top.
Spruce on the top.
Spruce and maple. So as you guys mostly know, maple and spruce is always this really kind of thin, bright tone. I mean, you can get some depth to it with body sizes,
It's
but
mostly a recording guitar.
realize that this is a small body parlor, 12 fret model. To have that much depth, there's something else going on underneath the hood, basically. And
Yeah.
that's
Yeah.
where sound optimization comes in, is voicing for frequencies that work well together. We've talked about it a bunch, and I'll give a quick breakdown of it, but it's voicing a top to a frequency, voicing the back to a frequency, and then coming back for an overall fundamental frequency, recognizing that sometimes those frequencies work against each other in something called phase cancellation, and sometimes you want some of those to be canceled out by each other, sometimes you don't, and working with that, that's what you guys have come up with systems to be able to work with all those frequencies to get it to where it's the perfect match. How's that for a sales pitch?
I like it.
Did you feel good about that?
Yeah, so the way we do
I'll buy
that, the way we do that is we actually take the top, put braces on it, take the back, put braces on it. We go into a room where we fit it into pretending like it's actually in a guitar, and we tap on it, and it goes through an FFT analyzer, and it shows us the frequency waves, right? So in A notes, you got a 220 peak, and then you got a 440 peak, and then you've got a on up. But it also shows us all the little overtone. And so we can look at what's the sound pattern that we're getting for that guitar. And then we go in and we hand carve to bring it right into that sweet spot. So I don't know, Eric, what would that be? 30 hertz apart?
Yeah. There's a range that we're certainly looking for. It's kind of a window, and like we're all talking about, you can go for certain different tones based on that window. It's between 35 and 50 hertz separation is what we're really shooting for.
So it's the separation between these two. So the back is always higher frequency than the top. Let me tap on the top.
Yeah,
You can hear how much deeper that is. And that's
Eric,
that's the
you
magic.
get to talk to his caller next time.
You
Talk
got
to
it,
his
yeah,
caller.
no
We ran out of mics. Another cool thing featured on this guitar was something that I actually got to work with Erica a bunch. I gave her some inspiration with another project that we're working on, and they wanted to try it for the first time on this, which is this new back purfling, and working on this, which is really cool. Don, did you know I was involved in that project at all?
I just learned that you're now part of our product design team, and I love what we pay you.
Yeah, nothing. Literally nothing. Nothing. They actually charged me for my guitar. That's how much they loved me.
That's true.
Everything we are, we owe to John Chapman.
Well, I am sending you a bill. There's a whole bunch of ideas here.
Your shoulder still hurt from hitting yourself on the back so much?
No,
Is
it's
that
from
what
carrying this whole company. So. You guys know I love these guys so much. I'm just kidding. I swear to it. But I love it. That is another cool project. And there's another one in the works that kind of started this that be looking for that I'm working with Erica or Angela, sorry, on a really, really cool guitar that I will inform Tom about later because he's looking at me like, I don't know what you're talking about.
So this guitar, that's a 50,000-year-old back. It's a kauri tree from New Zealand. It was buried in a bog before the Ice Age. The Ice Age came in and covered it. And several decades ago, they decided to build a shopping center there, and so they had to dig out the bog, right, to get down to the foundation. And they kept hitting these hard, and they pulled up these huge kauri trees. New Zealand has outlawed the export of kauri because it's such a treasure for them. So we only have a limited quantity of SKUs, but isn't that pretty?
It's beautiful.
Yeah.
And just a super special guitar as well.
And to be 50,000.
Yeah, it's just...
I think I've told you guys before out there, this is, Bedell has such a collection of incredible tone woods. And here's what I love about it more than everything else. Everything is responsibly brought to you, whether it's in the design, whether it's in the actual creation of it, or even just procuring woods. Tom is such a nut about this and makes sure that everything is done in the most responsible way possible. In fact, he's pushing almost every other manufacturer out there to push it further than what they've done, and I do give him huge credit for that. So good job. You've made everybody else in the industry mad, but I'm glad you did it.
So John had nothing to do with
No, I
designing
had
this
nothing to do
guitar.
with this one, or the last one before that. I knew they were coming. That's all I knew.
Actually, when this tree fell back in the 60s, John was there to harvest
Oh,
it.
yeah,
I was
there.
I was actually there. Yeah. Well,
Actually, he kind of looks like the tree.
That's kind of very strange. Thank you very much. So this is actually mythical stuff for a lot of people, guitar builders who have been looking. There's a certain tree called the tree, and it had this figuring in it. Do you know why the figuring was there? I know you're such a wood expert. Do you know the reasoning why this particular tree was so crazy?
I don't. We do know that it's stress
Yeah.
that causes the figuring. So, for example, a lot of companies that'll have figuring like this is because it's stump wood. That all the weight of that tree is pushing down
Yeah.
on it, and that's where you get all that figure.
But this was a huge tree. If I remember seeing the pictures,
The whole tree was like
this. That's what I thought,
Yeah.
and I think that's what makes it so cool. I think somebody just went out and stomped and shook it every day, and just to make it mad. you know?
Aggravated, yeah.
There's a lot. It was a worried tree. There's a lot of stress in the jungle.
But the tree is definitely a very sought after bunch of mahogany that a lot of companies have been trying to find and source. And this is one of them. And again, you guys have a few sets of this stuff available, which is really, really cool. So this one's done with, is this sunken cedar or just cedar? No, a redwood.
Yeah.
That's a redwood top.
Isn't it Lucky Strike?
This is Lucky Strike.
Is this Lucky Strike? Okay.
Yeah, this is Lucky
Sorry,
Strike.
I should have remembered my stuff.
And that's also a famous tree. It actually, we call it Lucky Strike because it was on the side of a river and the lightning struck it and knocked it over, and it fell across the river, but it didn't fall into the water. It was just like a bridge.
Really?
Yeah. And it was there for years and years and years, and so it was drying out naturally. And so normally you go for sunken, so you get all the mineral deposits and that kind of thing. The Lucky Strike tree has some of the straightest grain for a redwood tree you can imagine, and it just sounds absolutely incredible.
See, I thought it had to do with some guy smoking a cigarette. And
A Lucky
found it.
Strike back.
Let's get a
You got a bunch
close
of
up of the
questions?
inlays.
They want to play that? All right, we can do that. They want you to play a Celtic folk song. A Celtic folk song. Michael is asking. All right, I'm gonna dig into my Jerry bag of tricks here.
You know, if you like, I can go through. I'll put them all in drop D.
Absolutely beautiful. Super, super cool. Yeah, very, very beautiful. I love it. All right, nexties. There's a heck of a collection of really cool tone woods here today, which, you know, besides the standard models that you guys got, you really pulled out the stops. I like the next one in the list. Well, this wasn't the one I was thinking of, but this was really nice too. This was Ovencall.
Right.
Is it Ovencall or Ovencall?
Ovencall.
Are you sure?
No.
I've called it Ovencall for the last 10 years.
I've heard it called Ovencall too.
I have
as well.
heard it called Ovencall. We've seen this in finished state. I think this stuff absolutely looks gorgeous.
Isn't that beautiful?
It is absolutely gorgeous.
Yep.
Very nice. What do you got for us, Jerry?
Well, here we have. This is one of Tom's guitars. So
You actually took this out of his collection?
This is out of Tom's collection. He had another one similar to it, which I have.
Okay, the story on this guitar is that a redwood tree, this is redwood, believe it or not, and we've done no stain on this. This is the actual color of the wood. Somewhere, and I'm just making this up because I wasn't there to watch it, the tree got washed down into the Pacific Ocean, so it must have been along the Pacific Highway somewhere, and it bobbed and weaved and floated in the Pacific Ocean, and it ended up in Oregon at Manzanita Beach by fluke. It could have washed up anywhere, and it washed up on Manzanita Beach. Well, our myrtlewood supplier, Cyril, got called by the wildlife people and said, if you'll take that log off the beach, you can have it. So he calls up Angela, our designer, and he goes, I might have something pretty special here. And he brought us half a dozen sets, and we built a parlor out of it. And holy cow, this may be one of the best sounding parlors we've ever made. And then we matched it with Brazilian rosewood. We call this particular tree Milagro. It's by far the best sounding Brazilian tonewood that we have, and we've got several $1 million worth of.
Perfectly quarter sawn stuff.
Yeah.
Beautiful black ribbons. We just had one guitar that we did, a custom guitar with you, with a blue spruce top. Do you remember seeing that one go through?
Oh, yeah.
The blue stains, spruce top, Milagro backsides. Such an incredible combo.
You need to play Manzanita.
I almost thought about. Oops. It's a beautiful, beautiful guitar, Tom.
Glad I could put you on the spot with that.
I know, appreciate. I'm totally warmed up, playing my best of playing right there. So, another super cool one. So, is that going to be one that you're going to actually be able?
We only have 8 more sets.
8 more sets. Yeah. So we can get that built for you. I can get that built for you.
But
I will have to actually go there and build it, and because that's my new job right now.
you're going to want to order those now, though, because they're gone.
They're gone. Yeah, the Sinker Redwood stuff is absolutely killer, and it looks gorgeous. It's super nice. Tell us another story, Tom.
Okay, so this is Brazilian rosewood, and we call this Porto de Iglesia. And the reason we call it that is the company that we bought all the Brazilian from used to be a church ornament manufacturer. So, you know, behind the pulpit, all the fancy stuff you see. Well, they also made doors for cathedrals. And they liked the sapwood, so they loved it when the 2 doors would close and there'd be sapwood on each side. So they named, so this is a visual name rather than a characteristic of the wood name. So it means church door. But it's just extraordinary in how it looks.
This is not a faded stain. This is the actual wood color as well.
Yeah.
No crazy stuff being done here.
And this is a boomer.
Is it a boomer?
Yeah.
All right. All these parlors, you guys are hitting me. Welcome to California and the 18% humidity in the building.
Yeah.
This guitar sounds absolutely
Wow.
great.
Yeah, listen to that bass.
Sounds great. Another good one. All right, what's our next fun venture down here?
This is our. Well, this is one of your guitars, John.
What? I have a guitar here?
This is one that. Well, you got here late.
Jeremy doesn't know any about any of these purchases. Do you know what this is?
14 fret.
It is a 14 fret. So
Yeah, go ahead.
they're going to be doing 14 frets models as a now new option, and this is one of the first. They've been doing them for a while for a particular store called. Remind me the name. I know it's Meg's
Acoustic
store.
Music.
Acoustic Music. I knew it was Acoustics because we're close, but
She's in Salt
Meg-
Lake, so she's a ways from Springfield. Yeah.
super nice folks there. We actually spent time at your place
Yep.
with them. And I know she's been pushing for 14 fret parlors for a while. And now you guys are going to make those available to everybody, including us. And we're going to get one of the first ones to do that right here.
Yeah, and
That is the first one.
Like I said, we are going to get the first one that's in the standard lineup now.
and Jeremy's behind the camera frowning at me right now. Too, so.
This guitar I played it at earlier. This is a again. This one's an Indian rosewood backsides. Absolutely beautiful. Has some figure in the mahogany of the neck. Looks really, really nice. I love the color. And then this burst on an Adirondack spruce top. It is a really cool. Is there an official model name for this, or are we just not a series? A special edition 14 fret parlor.
Yeah. I mean, we'll build it in whatever wood configurations you want us
Well, not to let the cat out of the bag, the project that we're working on is going to be a deep body 14 fret parlor with a special set of babinga that we've kind of held on to the
perfect.
side.
Another John Chapman design.
to.
Yeah, we'll put, and we're going to put John was here in the peg head.
That'd be good.
We're gonna
No,
Oh, no. Actually, we should put John is gone.
he's been lost for a while. The cool thing about 14 fret parlors, and correct me if I'm wrong, Eric, is this a longer scale as well?
Yeah.
So, would you know what the scale length is on this?
25 and a half.
Is it a 25? So it's a full. That's what I was hoping you was going to say. I didn't get the spec. So it's going to be a full 25 and a half scale. So dreadnought scale length, 14 fret body. So what's cool about that is you all know how much I love the parlors and how deep and powerful they are. But now we got this extra kick that goes behind it with that long scale and the 14 fret body. You just get a little bit more punch and a little bit more drive. And this was anybody who wants a couch style, comfortable playing guitar, yet is used to a dreadnought punch and feel, you're not going to miss that in a small body like this. And I think that's what's going to make this so powerful and so special. And that's why I was excited about it. So there you go, 14 fret parlor. Again, where's this one pricing at?
This will be $53.90.
$53.90. So again,
Here, Jerry.
not a bad price on something so gorgeous. Adirondack spruce top, Indian rosewood back sides, super, super nice guitar.
I'll take the 14.
This is the new,
Hand this over to
Bahia.
yeah, Bahia. You want to tell them what's changed about the Bahia? I like that set. Can I have that set?
That's not a Bahia.
We did a backstrip on the Bahia.
Is that Milagro?
I don't know that. I don't think it is.
Is that
It's just
supposed
a
to be?
nice look.
Holy cow,
It looks like Milagro.
it looks like Milagro.
Can we trick whoever thinks they got this guitar to saying it went to John?
Eric is doing something. Yeah, Jerry's doing
I'm
something.
Eric did
Eric's
something
doing
right here.
tricky
I'm sorry, Mike at Relic Music. You just lost your guitar because John's so much more important than you. No, this is so.
Don't you?
You're late.
Don't you love this new backstrip
It is.
material?
Zigzag material back. So the Bahia is going through some changes. Going to add now the new back strip is different. Brazilian rosewood still.
And then we're using that for the.
This is
hole and for the perf.
so that what this is. I looked at the purfling. It says half of a zigzag strip.
Yeah.
That is really really cool. Zipper, yeah. Super super nice. I saw that earlier, and then this is the new fade that is going to be the new SKU. How many you said you guys are going to do this year? Is 15? Is that what I heard?
Right around there, maybe
Yeah.
12, but yeah.
Yeah. So the new Bahia price point on these are $79.
Yeah.
Yep.
See, I do a little bit of research. I'll also change the inlay markers, so this has those mosaic, the brass mosaics.
Wow.
It looks like we're going to have 2 of these built this year, including maybe something a little bit special that I talked to Angela about, and I did not talk to Tom about. So again, you didn't hear that, Tom. Me and Jerry are being weird and doing weird things.
That's
We have a problem with Jerry. He's our sales manager.
And he only cares about sales.
And all he cares about sales, so he doesn't think about what's Eric going to have to do to build that guitar. And he goes, my job is to get the orders. Eric's job is to build the guitars.
no one has ever complained because I sell too much.
Except for Tom. Absolutely gorgeous. Yes. On this one, is it going to all 1 3/4 right now? On the I want to say Angela told me it was 1 3/4.
We'll
This
build it
is
either way.
this is 1 3/4, but like Tom said, we can do
Hi,
it
Scott.
either.
No, we'll build them either way. If you want,
I want my set, Eric, to look just like that one. So find that set.
I'm sure we can.
I know you can. There's one more that was that we had reserved, right? Oh, the OM.
The Cathedral?
That's next to you. Right?
Oh, well, yeah, there's one more. Yeah, we'll do the OM.
I reserved this one as well. This one's going to be another super. I played this and I fell in love with it. I love the orchestra models. You guys know I love the orchestra models. We just haven't had any in a long time.
This guitar is super special.
It is super special. Again, this is in a Bahia, basically, right? Yeah, it is a Bahia.
It is Bahia, yeah.
So a Bahia in an OM. It sounds incredible. Again, look at the Brazilian on this set.
Yeah.
Same figuring, absolutely gorgeous koa binding on this, the same inlays, but again.
And we just tuned that 10 minutes ago. This room is so dry.
Listen to that guitar. Super special. Real excited to get this one in the shop. So again, the new Bahia OM will be coming into the shop.
I'm going to show one more before we
Do the last one.
get to that guitar.
Okay. Please do.
Here, you want to hang this up and I'll.
Is this the big boy? The
big boy.
The big boy. Yes, I know about this guitar. So this is this going to be a new released model that is going to be? Are you going to be doing a few of them?
We're doing just
Okay.
a very limited handful. There you go.
So Tom had a guitar that was specially built for him, and I played his. Your actual guitar. This was one of the first guitars you had built after becoming owner of the company, right?
Yes.
Wasn't it the Cathedral?
Yes.
Yes. And this was a Brazilian rosewood build. You're gonna have to correct me if I say anything. It's basically a Brazilian rosewood dread with an Addy top,
With a deep body.
with a deep body. Anything else that you did special besides these crazy, gorgeous inlays?
Gorgeous inlays.
So this was called the Cathedral, and this was one of Tom's first big designs that coming in here. Wanted to have one done for himself. Did you ever do any others besides the one for yourself? The Cathedrals?
Not in a dread.
No.
No. So there you go. Inlays. Did you work with anybody particular on this, or these are all your ideas for inlays?
I would give Angela the credit for the inlays on this.
You just kind of gave her the concept.
Yeah, she ran with it. So the story behind this guitar is we have the only large collection of Brazilian rosewood
Legal.
that we're aware of that's legal.
Yes.
There was a company in Spain, Bedell, that imported a lot of beautiful exotic woods back in the 1950s and 60s. So it was before Brazil in 1957, or was it 67? Might have been 67.
67.
Yeah. Brazil made it illegal to export Brazilian rosewood logs. You could only export billets. Well, Bedell had already imported a whole bunch of Brazilian. So then the CITES came in 1992 and made Brazilian an endangered species in the same category as elephant tusk ivory. So it basically stopped the international trade of Brazilian. But Bedell had all the paperwork, so the Spanish government came in and inspected their wood and verified that it was legit. So I went over and negotiated, and I bought $3.5 million worth of Brazilian rosewood.
I once wrote a check for $3.5 million. Guess what that got me? In jail. That's what I got.
And a $50 NSF fee. Right?
So we got done with our deal, and we bought all their rosewood. And so the sales lady offered to take me to Segovia to just be a tourist and have lunch and look at this cathedral. So we go in the cathedral in Segovia, and the big European stone with all the airspace in it. But in this cathedral, there was pipes from a pipe organ all around the church. And so I turned to Louisa and I said, "Louisa, could you arrange for me to play that pipe organ?" I said, "This would be amazing." She goes, "You are such an American." She goes, "There is no way you are going to play that pipe organ." I go, "Okay." So we walk a little bit farther through the church, and I can hear all these acoustics, and I go, "Hello!" And I hear my voice bounce all over the cathedral, and she goes, "We got to get out of here."
You're embarrassing me. Tom, you're embarrassing me.
So I came home, and I met with Angela, who does our product bill sheets. And I said,
Look at this
I
neck,
want
by
to
the
build
way.
a guitar. I want to call it the Cathedral, and I want it to be the biggest sounding guitar we can build. So there it is.
It's absolutely gorgeous. A great sounding guitar. Maple neck. Nut width on this. Again, this one probably comes in an 11/16 to match Tom's, I would assume, because I know you're an 11/16 fan. But again, if it is built, we can do it in any of the above.
We can do it with 1 3/4, sure.
Well, Tex is asking. That means he loves it in 11/16.
Oh, good.
This is my favorite guy. He's actually ordered the next guitar we've done in 11/16. But yes, he's a 11/16 guy, and so is Tom, by the way, Tex. So.
Yeah.
This next guitar is actually going to be Tex's first Bedell. He's got a really great collection of very good, cool guitars, and we built some custom guitars for him. But he's been wanting to get into a Bedell for a little while, and then the next guitar we're going to talk about is his first a run into it. So, which is pretty cool, absolutely. So this could be your second, Tex.
My favorite comment of the stream so far is Tom Bedell's mustache is inlaid.
They said the comment is Tom Bedell's mustache is actually inlaid. Most people don't know that, but he actually inlaid his mustache.
I love it.
All right, so Tom, this brings us to the last guitar that we're going to talk about in the Bedell line, which I've got here.
You I gotta go to. By the way, just so you know, the finest acoustic guitars on the planet.
That's true.
Skunk Baxter.
Bedell. Absolutely. Anybody else, they're just running behind.
Skunk and I have been good friends for 15 years.
Yeah, and he makes the most beautiful instruments ever. Every time I go to a recording session, they go, "What the hell is that?"
One of the best guitars ever.
Hi, buddy.
Appreciate it. Yeah, it's good to see you. You look great.
Thank you, Darrell.
Yeah.
You do so.
All right, so this brought us to the 1940 project, and this is actually a culmination of me absolutely berating Tom and giving him more grief than anybody else probably in his entire life. Has anybody given you more grief than me?
Being too kind on my wife. You're basically
Your
a real
wife.
pain in the
You haven't caught up to my wife yet.
I'm working on it.
I know.
So, and we're gonna get into real details in another video here that we're gonna do it very shortly. But this basically came out of a conversation when you came down to visit our store and we talked about sound optimization. And at that point, you said we can rebuild any guitar that we've ever built in the past, and you still believe that that's true, and you guys do it.
We do it all the time.
Exactly. So you can recreate a guitar by having the figures and the numbers and the sounds samples to be able to do so.
So what John's talking about is we track 40 different things on every guitar we build. So it's the thickness of the back, the thickness of the top, the thickness of the finish on the back to the top, the weight of the bridge, on and on and on.
Yep.
So you call in with a serial number and you say, I would like to have a guitar exactly matched that. And we have all that information, and then Eric, our production manager, figures out how to duplicate it.
Yep. So I said, all right, so here's the question.
Since he's off mic, he said, "That's right."
Thanks for being our Eric interpreter. I appreciate that, Jerry.
Anyway,
It usually comes in a weird accent, but whatever. So I said, all right, Tom, so you're telling me that you can recreate any guitar. And before he thought about it for a second, he said yes. And I said, all right, I've got my vintage guitar, which you guys all know I love and I played with forever. And it's just, come part of me. And I said, could you redo that? And again, Tom said yes. And then about 2 hours later, he says, well, I think there was a little bit of hem-hawing. And then you said, come on up, and we did it. We decided we're going to take on this project. And I thought it was going to be great. I'm going to be honest with you guys. Me and Jason and Jeremy talked about this, and we said, all right, here's the deal on this. We're going to film it. We're going to make this deal. If it fails miserably, it's the greatest video in the world. If it goes great, it's the greatest video in the whole world. And we did. We took my 1940. We flew it up there. You guys went through it. Eric and the team went through it like painstaking. They had measurement tools that were measuring thicknesses all across the top, the finish thicknesses, all kinds of stuff. And even though we're not matching exactly finish thicknesses, because we can't, because of wear and tear and all that kind of good stuff, you were able to kind of come up with a process to get as close to that guitar as possible. You guys called me up one day and said, hey, John, I've got this done, and this is very interesting. What do you think? And I said, I want to hear it. I'm dying to hear it. So you did. You shipped it to me. I'm blown away. This is all without Jerry, and thank God for keeping Jerry out of this whole project.
I don't know why I even bothered showing up. It's just...
But then you called me up and shipped it to me. I called Jerry. I said, this is probably one of the greatest mahogany dreadnoughts I've ever played in a new guitar. It is truly amazing, and I'm so proud to be part of this project.
So
and
that's
then,
not what you told me.
okay, what did I tell you?
It was the greatest.
It's the greatest guitar. It is. Yeah, it really is. I played a lot of guitar, and I don't know, this is always hard to do because there's so many of our vendors watching and doing stuff here. But I played a lot of dreadnoughts this weekend, and I came up here to the store, and Jason and Corey could tell you, I came back here and said, this is by far the best dreadnought I played at the show. I think it's incredible.
Well, now you have me curious. How does it sound?
It sounds okay. But some really cool new things done. Again, tailored off of my 1940. We did some really cool design ideas that we changed. You guys remember my guitar stained dark by somebody doing a really horrible shellac job on the back of it. So Angela comes to me and said, I got this really cool stain that we've been trying to use on some mahogany. What do you think of it? And I said, yes, send me some samples. We kind of agreed on it. This was called patina, right?
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah, and it shows character, but in a grayish brown that I just absolutely love. Real wood bindings. We turned the maple binding on its side to give it that curly effect. Yep. Talked about doing a semi-modified rosette that shows off wood, but doesn't, take away from the traditional aspect of everything. Again, all of my favorite things on a new guitar that I just love, the purfling through the neck and up through the peg head, the Evo fret wire, and then we even came up with a new neck profile, which was really fun. How much did you love that, Eric?
Best. It's always the best. Custom neck profile.
And as every time I take an order on it, he smacks me.
Yeah. So what did I not cover that was done on this guitar?
Well, really, I guess it all comes down to a couple of key data points that we were looking for when you brought your guitar up to Ben and we measured it. And it is all about frequency, like you guys have been saying. We were really interested to see that your Martin has some really good separation between its top and back. They were just kind of shifted numbers from where our targets are, so we got to do something different than we normally do, and I think we're all pretty happy with the results.
So this is officially now a Bedell model. We talked about it afterwards, and now it is going to be a new one. We settled on the name 1940 to go in heritage with your 1964. Again, because I think it fits in. When you explain what the 1964 was, it's what you think of when you think of that year and the music that came out of that. When I think of 1940, it always comes back to my guitar. I mean, that's just what it is. So I thought that was a really cool tie-in. Thanks for doing that. And I'm super, honored to be a part of that project. This actually just got its pick guard. By the way, we had such a mess with getting the guard in. It arrived yesterday. We put it on yesterday morning. It actually arrived the night before. We had to rush it. Got stuck in customs. That's how weird we are. We're getting pick guards stuck in customs. But we finally got in here. Adirondack spruce top, mahogany back and sides, new neck profile. This one is in inch and 11/16. We do have the availability to do both, which is funny because we're going to make the standard as an 1 3/4. But this guitar. I'm absolutely thrilled with it. I play it all the time. It's one of the very only guitars that I play when I don't have anything going on. So, very cool. This one is coming out, and price has been set on it at $52.90. Correct me if I'm wrong. $59.290. So,
John does get the credit for designing this guitar. That's legitimate.
And Angela as well, and Eric, we kind of went through this whole system of doing it. And it was really funny because, honestly, it was not going to be a full production guitar. We talked about it. We were afraid that it was going to kind of mess up. Eric's still afraid it's going to mess up some stuff. But we made it happen. So now they're going to be able to do it. And I already heard that you've kind of outsold numbers that you thought you were going to shoot for.
Yeah, it's no one has said no. Let's put it that way.
Yeah.
Good.
It's gotten to the point where we're scared.
I honestly believe in this guitar a ton. I think it's one of the greatest guitars. I want to thank you guys for letting me be a part of the project too.
The whole process.
We will have a video coming about the whole process. We're going to have some talks with Eric about the full details of how it was scoped and done. I love it. So I know we're starting to run out of time, Jay. We were going to talk a lot about Breed Love. We'll still get some content out of Breed Love, but I know we're kind of running out of time. But I want to thank all three of you fellas for taking out of your entire day here today. Was there any specific questions that we need to cover while they're on camera? No, nobody actually wanted to talk to you. Oh, we do need to show.
I've actually been getting texts.
Guitars.
I've been getting texts.
Have you about these guitars? About the show?
Yeah.
There are two of the Shoppe Stopper guitars that we're in lottery for. We may or may not win it. Last year we did win it for the parlor last year. Hopefully we may get one or two of them. I don't know, and then we'll be able to find the last home for those. But these ones are really gorgeous. It's a special piece of wood. Tell them about that, Jerry.
So this is ancient cypress. It's not quite as old as the ancient Sitka. It's only 30,000 years old.
10 years younger than Jerry.
I was in high school. I was in high school when this wood was harvested. Actually, this comes from a bog in Santee Forest in South Carolina, and then of course Milagro Brazilian back inside.
Which just looks great.
And then again, as always, with our little French curl and the elegant purfling up the neck. Yeah, it's just a gorgeous guitar.
And it sounds extremely good. No, you go ahead. This is a fingerstyle guitar, and that's my buddy Jerry. I give him so much grief, but he's a great player.
Hi, Joe.
John's not the only one who's not warmed up. Then there's also the Dread.
Yeah, I'll grab the Dread for you.
And then there's a second model. The second model is the same wood configuration, but in another square shoulder Dread. And again, I'm going to go back to John. Because of John, we do square shoulder Dreads.
I have to say, we get so much grief, and I really do love these two guys a whole bunch. Like, I've almost become family. It's absolutely incredible to be able to do this. But it has been awesome to have conversations, in deep conversation with them, and let a manufacturer go, John, what do you think? What do you like? And it's not like we've agreed on everything, but they've been so fun to work with. And yes, now the square shoulder is a thing.
Pens too.
And no longer, it did happen. It was Eric was there for some of those arguments. It was pretty fun. No, it's always in trying to figure out better ways to do things that you guys are already doing so well. And I think that's always fun to be able to have a manufacturer that we can just sit there and collaborate with. And that's where we've come up with some of these great, cool ideas.
Exactly.
And I've watched Bedell guitars in the last 10 years just continue to get better and better. They were already fantastic. There's already some really incredible things being done, but it just keeps getting better. And I think it's 100% because of the fact that you guys listen to people, and I think that's awesome.
We work, it's our dealers that we work with are more of a family. It's not a matter of what can I sell you today. It's what can we build? What can we come up with? What ideas?
I'm having a hard time with that because that's not what I hear when I talk to you on the phone. It's what can I sell you today? But everybody else at Bedell.
I am a salesman. I mean, it is what I'm paid to do. Anyway, back to this. This is still the ancient cypress, and we did this beautiful fade finish on the edges, and
it looks gorgeous.
If they had called me up and said, "What do you think of this?" I would have said, "Don't do that." But when I see it in public or in person, it's just gorgeous.
Yeah.
And the guitar here.
Yeah.
How does it J run?
How does it J run? That's a very good question. It does it pretty well.
In R. Yeah.
You're going to start using the J run everywhere.
I
You know
am.
you
I'm
are.
going to put that's demolished. Isn't it? Yeah.
It's demolished.
So that's the guitar right
Yep,
there.
that's
so
true
these are
Again, with
these
that.
are both one-offs. So there will only be one of each of these.
Ever.
And you might get one, you might not.
Yeah, might not.
When we spin that magic wheel later today, we'll find out.
All right, there you go. Hey guys, so much fun working with all these guys here at Bedell. We will get more content on Breed Love as well. And yeah, thank you so much, buddy.
I'll try to be funny
Tom,
next time.
Tom had to go. He had enough of this. He's like, I'm done. I'll see you guys later. Thank you guys so much for being with us. We'll be back for more stuff. Make sure to hit that like and subscribe button because the Acoustic Shop's bringing you more live content from the NAMM 2025 show. It's going to be a good time. Thanks, Jerry.
Thank you.
Thanks, Eric.
Thank you.
Thanks for
Thanks,
tuning
Tom,
in.
wherever you went. Bye.
Eric says thank you.